extends recovery, it can actually be worse than regular Jokers because it's very easy to intercept. But what is this? Is this the Le Fable?
So much more work you have to do. And while mining? Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh, wow, the scoop off the tech,
And
knowing the defense
as soon as Joke came out, and now Leo doing the same thing, right?
We asked earlier,
Smash Bros. And I have a complicated history. Before you jump to conclusions, no, it's never been bad. My first experience with the popular Nintendo platform fighter was in the summer of 2008. I had spent the whole summer break at my close friend's house swimming and really just sitting around his house watching the time pass by while avoiding the scorching outdoors. Sorry guys, this was before I knew any of you. And that will make more sense in a second.
Wait a second. You had friends before us? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, anyways, my friend and I quickly realized we had a lot of time and nowhere to go. And with only a wall standing between us and the blazing summer heat, doing something outside wasn't exactly appealing. Luckily, my friend had a Wii, and a new game called Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
No way. So he convinced his parents to get it the year it came out?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ain't no way. I mean, I imagine you guys went straight into some 1v1 stock matches, right?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Yeah, so his brother and sister also wanted to try the game, so they joined us.
Okay, I guess adding a couple others to the mix isn't the worst when picking up a new game. I know you couldn't exactly turn stage hazards off with Brawl, but did you at least turn items off?
No.
Okay, but I know for a fact you guys were at least running 3 stock matches.
We didn't exactly know that was an option, so I guess we ran timed matches?
What were you even doing with all that time?
Well, at least I wasn't using a Wii remote and a nunchuck as my primary controller. Am I right, guys? Guys?
You can't be serious.
Look, guys, I was in elementary school at the time, so you're gonna have to cut me some slack. My friend and I just wanted to have a good time with a new game, and Brawl was just that. Especially with a plethora of characters that, to my knowledge at the time, existed in no other game. And I was so excited. The 4 of us quickly became attached to 4 particular characters from the roster. My friend chose Pit, his sister chose Zelda, and his brother was Kirby, who I became annoyed with very quickly.
And your character was, wait, let me guess, a heavy?
Yep, I chose Bowser. And with that, we really just stuck to those characters for the remainder of the summer. Of course, we were all super young and didn't really understand the mechanics of the game, and we really didn't care about the mechanics. The appeal of the game was its accessibility, the abundance of characters that we soon began to become familiar with, and the easy controls that we were able to pick up relatively quickly. The limit was really, well, our depth of knowledge of the game. We honestly spent more time trying to figure out how to avoid Kirby's down smash rather than...
Down B.
I'm sorry, what?
You meant to say down B.
Oh, right. Thanks. Yeah, so we spent more time trying to figure out how to avoid Kirby's down special, rather than focus on each character's hitboxes and stage recovery methods, which, of course, are only a few of the many important things to know once you enter the competitive Smash scene. Which brings us to the topic of this video. From an outsider perspective, that is, from someone who doesn't play Smash on a competitive stage, how appealing is Super Smash Bros?
Well, as we'd mentioned in our previous video, which fighting game is right for you, Smash Bros was originally designed to be a party game. And like you said, Trey, the roster is large enough to appeal to a large group of people who haven't even played Nintendo games before. Ultimate has gone even farther to include characters outside of Nintendo franchises to build more hype for the game, appeal to younger audiences, and engage with crowds of 20-somethings. On top of that, Super Smash Bros. Is simply a household name at this point. Since its inception in 1999 with the Nintendo 64, Smash has been around for over 2 decades now. That's a lot of time. Given the amount of Nintendo-sponsored and private tournaments that have transpired over the years, that means you've likely heard of one happening in your area. Heck, public schools are starting to add the game to their esport rosters. Simply put, the likelihood of someone owning Super Smash Bros. While possessing a Nintendo Switch is about as likely as the next Metroid game being delayed. Eh? Eh? Look, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
I know, but it doesn't make it hurt any less.
All in all, when it comes to choosing a game to play with friends, Smash is just that accessible, and people are bound to know a thing or two about the game. Just know that if one of your new buddies asks to change their controls before the match, you may be in for a world of hurt.
Eric's made a great point.
What, about Metroid?
No, about the accessibility. But if we really were to bring Metroid into the picture, I'd like to point out that Samus has always been included in the Smash roster, and that's just the point. Smash Bros. Reminds you of some of your favorite games from your childhood, from Metroid, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, Pikmin, and even Kingdom Hearts. No matter what Nintendo game you grew up playing, there's likely a character or two in the Smash roster from your favorite game. So if you have a friend that you're trying to introduce Smash Bros. To for the first time, or a girlfriend who would rather be doing something else, you can entice them with a character you know they'll love and show them the ropes. Then, after they have a basic understanding, feel free to land that combo you've been dreaming about. It's really that simple. But in all seriousness, Smash Bros. Ultimate has done an excellent job of bringing in many different communities, including other fighting game communities, into the world of Smash simply by adding a character or two. Now your friend has no reason not to play. There are now 89 reasons why they can.
Ethan, how many matches do you actually give to someone who's trying to learn the basics before hitting him with that down throw up aerial combo over and over again?
Oh, usually it's like one match.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing when you're playing with the right person. Trial by fire can usually be helpful. But what happens when the accessibility and appeal of the game isn't enough? Yeah, I'm not trying to be a downer or anything, but all of us at SampleText know there's at least somewhat of a barrier to entry when it comes to playing Smash Bros, at least at a competitive level. Not all of us can be Eric, who's put thousands of hours into Smash Bros across Melee, Project M, and Ultimate. And not all of us can be like Trey, who began his Smash Bros career with a Wii Remote nunchuck using Shake to Smash. And you didn't hear it from me, but I hear he still uses tap to jump.
Hey, I heard that.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you've seen highlight videos of highly competitive Smash tournaments or fast-paced TikTok edits that showcase someone's impressive skills, just remember, it's that, a highlight reel. What you may not be seeing is the endless hours poured into workshopping and labbing a specific character in order to even get to that point, which can be extremely daunting for someone who's just introduced to the game for the first time.
So, when introducing this to a friend of yours who has never played the game, maybe don't get lost in the minutia of nairs, hitboxes, combos, or even techs. Just play the game. Let them learn. Or let them enjoy finding and learning a main.
And then, when they least expect it, unleash that deadly combo you've been working to perfect, just to showcase how superior you are at the game.
And that will give them just enough motivation to want more.
Or enough to make them never want to pick up a controller again.
Hey guys. We at SampleText truly appreciate you tuning in to our content. Our goal is to inform and encourage anyone in the Super Smash Bros. Community, whether you've been involved for years on end or just joined. If you want to stay notified, make sure to subscribe. Oh, and like the video too, that would help a lot.